Welcome to Always Open. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about our worst social media habit, marriage, and questions from our box of issues. We're bringing this one back, the wooden one. Dat box. On this show, you got me, Barbara Dunkelman, along with...
Hi, I'm Adam Kovic.
There you go.
Friend of Barbara.
Can you put that in his lower third?
This is all I have.
I am Lindsay. I am co-worker of Barbara.
Hey! Oh,
It's me, lover of Barbara.
there you go. Meryl
Barbara
wins.
lover.
That's the best title.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be offended that you only said coworker.
Co-worker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And
You're not there yet.
It's like a scribble in crayon at the bottom, like, and friend.
Yeah, can we add that back and just an animation that comes in and
post.
scribbles it out.
There you go. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Barb.
Adam, you're back.
I'm just happy to be one of the girls.
Aw.
It's
Yeah,
good.
well, you're always one of the
I was
girls.
raised by women. This is fine. I'm used to this.
Were you really?
Yeah. My mom and her friend both ran halfway houses, and they both got divorces at the same time, so they moved in together.
Okay.
And then they both became cops.
That's
And
awesome.
that's
How
how
did I not know this detail about your
I
life?
don't talk about
How
it.
is this
much.
not a show also?
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a sitcom or
Oh, it's
something.
weird.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm very intrigued.
I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know enough about you.
You don't want to know.
Oh,
why
well,
I
you
don't
do.
know. I
that's why
gotta
we're
save
here.
the good stuff for the book.
You're writing a novel?
No, I want to read a book.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
very excited.
And Lindsay, also happy to have you back as well.
Thank
very
you.
much.
It's been a couple weeks.
I don't know how to read, so.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
One day we'll get there.
Well, we're gonna start off with our shot.
Public school system.
Yeah, this one is the lemon drop shot. It's hard to say really fast. Lemon drop shot.
Lemon drop shot.
Submitted by Callie, and it has vodka, lemon juice, and sugar rim.
Yum.
Beautiful. This one's actually been submitted by a lot of people. But you know
We've
what? We're
done it
gonna.
before?
No, we've probably done it, but we're gonna start.
Do you lick the rim and then shoot?
Why not?
I done shoot then lick the rim.
It's like
yeah.
you
Texas
lick the
says
rim.
yes.
Oh, it's like a little snack.
Do I always lick afterwards. It's like a little dessert.
Yeah, you do.
Tasty reward.
Look at her go.
It tastes like the fairy godmother finished in my mouth.
Oh, that's good.
That's what Cinderella after the ball.
Yeah.
I think we're probably,
Shoot.
we've probably reached the point where we're gonna start repeating a lot of shots, just because. I mean,
There's
I feel-
only so many good ones.
there's only so many good ones, and most of the things that people send are terrible. It's like
Or it's like, hey, use this like very random
Yeah.
I can't. Liqueur that like you'd have to go to a specialty shop to buy for
Yeah.
this one shot you'll make. It's like
we do have a girl. I can't remember where she was.
Congratulations.
She's from. Yeah, had a girl.
you're such a
We kidnapped somebody.
What was her name? I'm not sure where she's. Maybe Norway or something. And she was like, "Hey, there's this like maybe she's Danish. That doesn't matter.
Details.
I'm
Yeah.
like lost in that. But anyway, she emailed and she was like, "Hey, there's this specific shot that we do here. We have to like kiss a fish. And you have to do all these things. You have to drink this specific kind of liquor. I'm gonna send it
bored.
all to you guys." And I was like, "If you send it, we'll do it." Like,
Oh, this
Kiss
like
a
very
fish.
like,
I think she's gonna send like a fake fish.
Okay.
I hope.
Oh no.
Oh no, we
real.
should kiss
Send
a
that
real
fish.
fish.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Kiss
kissing
a
real
fish, shoot some heroin, and then you take a shot of whiskey.
Yeah.
Cool.
What-
Sounds fun.
What's that called?
It's a New Jersey afternoon.
The Norwegian fly up or whatever you're
The
calling it?
Norwegian Danes.
Yes.
That's
Oh
incredible.
yes. All right, we're gonna start things off with a little icebreaker we call Cupidity. We went onto OkCupid, the very famous dating website.
Is my
And,
profile still up or?
We didn't look for it yet.
That's actually why we brought you here.
Nice,
It's an
thank you.
intervention.
Yeah.
You
Interested
messaged
in
me.
coworkers.
Slash friends.
So what we did, we took all the questions that they give you when you're building your profile. They have the most random questions, and we're gonna ask each of you all the questions in the kind of like a little lightning round type
Fun.
thing.
Hot damn.
Yeah. How many bodies do you have in the basement? Not enough. Oh,
That is one of the answers actually that you could.
Yep.
Ask again later.
what do you mean I'm banned from OkCupid?
All right, well, Adam, you're gonna be our first victim.
Sure.
You ready?
Take me down, Peg.
We ready with our timer? All right, and go. Do you kiss on the first date?
No.
Would you pretend to share an interest with someone you really like as a way to gain favor with them?
Absolutely.
Under the right circumstance, would you allow a partner to lick your anus?
Oh.
If they wanted to, it's their call. They're the one in control in that situation.
Do you drink milk and juice straight out of the carton and then put it back in the fridge?
No.
Would you like to have someone strap on a dildo and put it inside you?
Once again, if it's their call, that
You're so open-minded. I love that. You're like, I just
yeah.
want you to have fun.
yeah, I'm like, look, if this is what you want, I am just your sleeve.
Wow.
You know.
Oh.
What a accommodating
wow.
person.
No.
Adam.
Look, if it saves
Your
our
own
marriage,
personal
I'll do
sleeve.
it.
So you've never had your anus licked before?
Not that I know of. No, I don't think so.
Not that I know.
Last time we
of.
found you had shared a bed with someone, I think, right?
I've shared beds with men, but we didn't
beds.
touch each other.
That you know of.
That I know of, yeah.
That also makes it sound like women don't like assholes. I'm just saying. I know.
true.
No, I know they do. I've seen footage of it.
Yeah, Lindsay,
We've all been to the
Yeah, the rusty trombone is I'm always like, who's this for? I mean,
Wait. What's the rusty trim?
think about it, Barb.
trombone. Yeah.
How you playing trombone? How you
Okay.
well, the consensus.
Realized.
The consensus of eating ass is like it tastes like pennies.
Yes.
Because they're like it's coppery, and so it's like
Research shows.
it's a rusty trombone. Yeah, I mean the recent census says that licking ass. Yeah, but
Healthcare
it's like
asses taste like copper.
you know, like that. It's a trombone.
I talked about this story before where like there's been times when I'm not sure if someone's on my butthole or not. Like if they're like licking me from behind and it's just like all up in there. And there's just like wetness and tongue and all this stuff, and it's just like, what orifice are you on right now? I can't tell.
It could be just like a testing ground of like, is this like I'm gonna accidentally
Yeah.
eat some. Usually though, it's like I feel like the stranger. I'm curious about that because the stranger situation. I guess when you're comfortable living with someone, you're like, oh, you took a shower, you could do whatever, you know. But it's like after a hard day of work, like, I don't know if you've been to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of swamp you've been through.
Yeah.
And
That's
swamp
what-
ass is a real thing.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Literally
so you're
going
smart.
through the swamp.
See, maybe I'm with Mariel on this, is I'm very aware of when someone's down there, where they are, and what's happening. Sometimes probably a little too aware. I'm like, all right, let's move like centimeter to the right, please. Lock in the proper coordinates, all right?
Head up a little bit.
Yeah, but what has happened, and maybe
You sunk
can,
my battleship.
God damn it, again. You always win. Is, you know, sometimes you'll be in the midst of the actual love making, the coitus, and if you're in the dark, you're like, whoa, wrong hole
Wrong
there, buddy.
hole,
Let's
yep.
lift it up a little
Just
bit.
kinda
There you go.
slips the wrong direction.
I'll help you with that. Thank you.
There you go, champ.
I can imagine that's not pleasant. That's
mean,
not a
it-
pleasant
it-
surprise.
To me, like it's happened to me a bunch of times. It just it just like never goes in. I just always catch it right before.
How do you, like, you know in the cartoons when like someone's close to a fire and they somehow like move their ass but the rest of their body stays? That's what it's like. It's like, okay. We're back. It's just a moment.
Yeah,
Just a moment.
It's always just kind of just like a little low or high depending on what angle you're
Yes, and with me especially, like I think sex can be funny, and I feel like if you can't laugh at the fact that like awkward shit happens when you're having sex, then what's the point?
at. Sometimes
literally.
actual
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So then we just have a good chuckle, and then we're back at it.
Move on.
It's good.
Get out of my butt.
I love that game.
Yeah.
The amount of times I need to say
There's
that.
the title. Get out of my butt.
Yeah, we definitely won't get demonetized for that one. All right, Lindsay, you're next.
YouTube.
You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, and go. Who is more annoying, the person who talks too much or the person who doesn't talk enough?
Who talks too much, for sure.
Would you pick up a hitchhiker?
No.
Is it ever acceptable to have a sexual relationship with someone who you have a professional authority over?
I used to be Michael's boss.
Do you have a dark and morbid sense of humor?
Yes.
Would you ever take your family to a nude beach?
Oh God, no.
Are you willing to wear wear uncomfortable clothes to look good?
Yes, I am right now.
They're very.
And you look
I
great.
have a little slimmer under here that's like.
Oh,
but,
I was
yeah.
gonna say you look comfortable. I like that.
thank you.
It looks like a very soft dress.
The dress itself, it's from
It
Torrid.
is.
Yes, it is very
This is a
soft.
very soft
You
dress.
talk about Torrid a lot. It
I love
seems
their
like
stuff.
a really good place to shop.
I've been seeing that you've
Plus
been
size
doing
clothing,
your
yes.
your outfit of the days.
Thank you.
Which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Well, recently, I just got into fashion in general. Like,
Okay.
I think I posted about it yesterday, but I never was like that in high school, and I was
Yeah.
actually, unfortunately, very judgmental. And I was like, oh, you're very vain if you care about your looks. So I just didn't give a shit. Now, as an adult, like I love it. I think it's awesome to try and on different clothes, especially makeup, where it's really fun to work with different looks.
Yeah,
and,
I
you know.
follow your Pinterest every now and then. I'll be
thank
like,
you.
Lindsay pinned this, and I'm like, ooh.
You can always tell when I'm on Pinterest too, because it's like 30 pins.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, wow, you have an hour to spare.
And it's funny because I only have notifications. I think you're like one of the only people I follow. And all my notifications are always for things that you posted or pinned, and I'm just like
like cakes, clothes, cats.
Not even baby
Three
stuff?
C's.
3 C's of Pinterest.
Not really. It's my baby
I was
stuff.
gonna say you got enough baby stuff going
Yeah,
on.
I'm good.
Yeah.
If it's not my baby, I don't give a shit. Get out of here.
Do you post outfit of the days?
No.
You should.
I'm actually really bad on social media.
You are really bad on social
I
media.
am.
It's very.
When was the last time you tweeted? I'm trying to think
Last
of it.
night I did something about dinosaurs or something.
Nice. What was it?
Well,
yes.
Well, the
I like
thing is,
dinosaurs.
I get way too caught up in the day-to-day, so I'm like at work, and I'm like, I don't want to tweet about work all day. But it's like the minute I step outside of an office and like weird thoughts start coming in, and so I'm like, that would be funny to say that, and it's like, it's just so rarely I'm out of the office, so
See, I tweet at work all the time.
You're good at it though. All
the time.
You're social media. I hate saying this. Guru. People on their applications are like, you're not gonna.
I just hate that word in general.
Guru, right?
Yeah.
I think of what
like
was
a
it, the
humble
Love
brag.
Guru?
Love Guru. Yep.
Yes, we all do.
Mike Myers.
Oh, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. Well, Suicide Squad's up there.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I watched Santa with Muscles this week.
Didn't know that was
It's
thing.
a Hulk Hogan movie where have you ever seen Suburban Commando? Remember that one? It's like a fish out of water sort of story where Hulk Hogan's a bad guy, but then he gets hit in the head and he thinks he's Santa, so he's Santa in like Calabasas, California.
It's amazing.
For the Kardashians.
It's free on YouTube right now. Someone illegally uploaded it and
I'm
YouTube's like,
watching
whatever.
That. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a Santa with muscles.
Duly noted.
Incredible. I think
terrible.
the worst one I've seen is from
my
Justin
fetish.
to Kelly.
Oh, God.
There's also a series of dog movies where they talk. Like the Air Bud franchise
Yeah.
has like gone in a whole new direction. And there's this one where a dog is voiced by Chris Christopherson, who's like a really
Oh.
old man. He's
Yes.
like, I'm a dog and I can talk now.
Speaking of which, did you see Pikachu talking?
Yep.
Oh, I saw
In
that.
that Pokemon movie?
Pikachu, why won't you get more Pokemon? It's because. I always want to be with you.
That's a 34-year-old man in the audience going, what the fuck?
Kids were leaving.
It seems like people
thank
were
God.
furious.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
I'm furious.
Well, people mentioned the Meowth thing, and they're like, that's why Pikachu can talk. It makes sense. Meowth could. I'm like, no, but that was the whole fucking point, was that Meowth was so unique because they trained and like taught himself to speak
Sure.
English, and he sacrificed fucking moves so that he could do it. So how the fuck is Pikachu gonna keep fighting moves and like using it against people and continue to battle, but also speak English? Is he sacrificing his Pokemon sense now? What the fuck is this? Lindsay,
I don't know what you just said, but I
That was
agree.
amazing. That was amazing.
furious.
Down with talking Pikachu.
You're a mother.
Hit me, Barbara.
My daughter already thinks I'm lame.
All right,
Yelling at
Mariel.
Iris.
It's time
You
for
listen to me. Pikachu doesn't speak English.
It's one thing you need to know in life. All right, Mariel, you're up.
Hit me.
Ready with our timer? And go. Do you avoid exposure to sunlight?
No.
Would you ever
I'm a
consider?
vampire? I mean, yeah, I am.
Would you ever consider making a sex video with your partner?
No.
Your partner, out of nowhere, without warning, smacks your rear end quite hard while in public. What do you feel?
Ow.
Would being in the same room with a couple of friends who are having sex bother you?
Yes.
How do you feel about putting children on leashes?
Okay at Disney World, not okay anywhere else.
I feel kind of okay about it.
Do you really?
Yeah, well, it's like depending on how young
I
they are.
just feel like your child should be able to act right, and you shouldn't have to put them on a leash.
What if
to
they're
do
like 1.5 or 2?
so. Then your child should still be like, I don't
guess
know. I'm like my niece and I've seen my niece and my nephew growing up, and they're like wonderful kids, and there's no, if they were on a leash, I'd be like, that's fucking animal cruelty. What are you doing?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna polar opposite there too, but just knowing me and the horror stories I've heard of me as a kid, and like breaking my mother into tears at the airport because I was running around like crazy. I'm kind of 50-50. I can feel
Yeah.
the leash in certain scenarios, especially now with Iris. Like, you know, she's a chill baby. When she gets older, like, I'm very absent-minded, and very often on trips, Barbara's like, "Hey, you forgot your purse," or "Hey, you forgot this." It's like,
Hey, you
dude,
forgot your baby?
Yeah, like, shit. Like, it could be just 1 second, but I don't want to turn around and be like, "Fuck."
Just imagining you having leashes on all your objects, like your phone and your purse, just like hanging off.
$1 million, but.
Like pictures of women walking with like 10 dogs. It's me with all my shit.
Yeah.
There's actually that happened when I was at Disney World last year. I was walking, and then all of a sudden this couple was in front of us, and the mom was like, "Where's Joby?" And the dad was like, "I thought he was with you." And she was like, "No, we left him with you in the stroller." And she was like, "I don't have the stroller."
Fuck.
And they just like had no idea where their fucking kid was,
Yeah.
and the baby was strapped in a stroller
Just
somewhere.
chip them.
Yeah.
Yeah. chip
I would
him.
just be like, well, Space Mountain Line's pretty short.
Well, I guess
thing
now
I
we
gotta
don't
worry
have to
about.
wait.
Yeah.
I love
We're
when that
free.
happens, though, when you overhear a disaster or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
and you're like,
Thank
"Oh,
God."
that's not me."
Yeah.
Now I'll just sit here and observe.
It's like, I don't know how to help. I guess I can't, but good luck, parents.
No.
All right, Barbara, are you ready?
I am ready.
And are we ready? We're good. And go. Are attractive people generally bad people?
No.
Would you inform? Yes, they are. I'm just kidding. Would you inform law enforcement agencies about a friend committing a serious crime? I kill someone. Are you gonna tell anyone?
No.
That's right, bitch. Would you continue dating someone who openly found your friends disgusting?
No.
Do you have a fetish that you would like to employ in your next relationship?
No.
Would you have sex with someone if you were blindfolded and would never know who it was, only that it would be someone you had never met before?
Yes.
Ooh.
That sounds
Negative
hot.
Ghost Rider.
But
That
that's
sounds
that's
really
the fetish
hot.
you said you wouldn't want in the next relationship.
I mean, I don't know if that's a fetish. Like, where's the
That's
line
absolutely
between
a
things that are
fetish.
fetishes and things that you just find like, oh, that'd be hot.
See,
to
like
try?
that's the thing too. Is people say fetish is like, okay, this is something that's outlandish, but in this day and age, it's like fucking anything's happening.
True.
People, like I was thinking the other day about like the craziest thing you could do during sex. Like I guarantee it's already out there.
Oh yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah. What if it was someone you had met before, but the entire time you're blindfolded?
But you still don't know who it is. But it's
Yeah, you
someone
still don't
met
know who it
before.
is.
And afterwards they do a police
That's
lineup,
even
and you have to
worse.
figure out who did it. Yeah.
I just go and smell
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you turn your dick to the left,
Yeah.
please?
Let me
Yeah.
smell your dick.
Does it smell like me?
Send the dogs out. They'll
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting
changes
one.
So you would do someone I think I would rather do someone I know.
No, I'm the opposite.
Not
Rando,
anyone?
stranger.
But
I will never meet
it
you
just
again.
scares
Yeah,
me.
is this something that like you would
What, are
find
they-
out later who it was?
Have they been STD tested?
Yeah. See, like obviously,
Are they
that's the
clean?
concern. Yes.
I once saw, I don't know if I should bring this up. I
well.
once saw this really disgusting video online when I was looking for porn. And it was
I
like,
watch Ruby too.
I was, oh, by the way, new Ruby merch at the store.
Hey.
Go grab it.
They're kids.
It was a video, it must have
Scat
been somewhere in Europe. And it was like the sex, not like house type place, but it was this place men would go to, and there'd be women whose legs and crotch was like through a hole.
Like a glory hole type of thing.
Yeah, but it's like their entire legs and crotch, or their butt, or like their mouth, depending on like what you wanted. And
there's a
guys
divider.
would just go up and like fuck these, and there'd be like guys like along all these walls like fucking, and I'm just like, where does this exist? It's so gross. You
Where
just
do
have
I
like
put
dick, 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 dick,
tickets?
dick.
What a small world / what are you doing with your life, Lindsay? And that I saw that 3 days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about with the wooden panel wall.
Yeah.
And it has like no wallpaper on it. It's like blank. It looks like someone fucking put up like a poster board basically. It's like, all right, get under there and have the sex.
Yeah,
It's
like,
weird.
This was like probably a year ago that I've seen that.
That's kind of what furries are, kind of, because it's like you go to a furry party, everyone's dressed up as an animal, and all there is a zipper or like a small hole, and it's like you don't know what's on the other side, but it's just two animals yiffing. It's beautiful.
There's
See,
something cool about the anonymity.
Yeah.
Something about it, yeah. But
See, I don't know the tiers of, from my understanding, there are tiers of furrydom.
There are lots of tiers.
I guess, yeah, my tiers.
yeah.
But you could be like full on. I never take off the costume. This is me. This is who I am. I am said character, animal, whatever.
Sure.
And then there are people who do back and forth, almost like drag queen-esque mentality of like, okay, now when I'm in the suit, I'm Fluffy the squirrel. But when I'm here, I'm Lindsay Jones.
Well, yeah.
Now we know you're
Banker
true
Dave,
person.
yeah. that is actually one of the most like wonderful things where a group of people can collectively say, I like to dress up as this creature and have sex.
Like,
So let's do it in the hotel room at the Holiday Inn.
they're like,
Let's rent out this whole floor.
A-okay.
A-okay.
Hey, more power to them.
Well, there's literally no good way to transition to this. So thank you, HelloFresh, for sponsoring this episode of Always Open. This episode of Always Open is brought to you by HelloFresh. We've teamed up with HelloFresh, and they're offering everyone in our audience $30 off your first week of deliveries when you go to HelloFresh.com and use the offer code OPEN30. $30 off. The code is 30. Easy to remember. Choose your delivery day that works for you and pause for weeks when you're out of town. HelloFresh offers a wide variety of chef-curated recipes that change weekly, and there's 3 plans to choose from: classic, veggie, and family. Oh, like for the little Jones family that's growing.
Yes. Should be able to eat that soon.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Meryl and I have both loved the meals that HelloFresh has sent us. The figgy balsamic pork is one of the best things I've ever made, and I love the name of it.
Yeah.
Figgy balsamic pork.
I kept that recipe. Well, I keep all the recipe cards that they send us, but that recipe card in general, I go back to it all the time because it's so delicious.
It's nice to have those recipe cards because then you could just recreate them
Yeah.
without needing to wait for
Yeah.
another box to come in. With HelloFresh, you won't spend all night in the kitchen because recipes only take about 30 minutes. You'll feel confident with the simple recipes outlined on picture step-by-step instruction cards. So go to HelloFresh.com and use the code OPEN30 to get $30 off your first week of deliveries. Thank you, HelloFresh. The pause is also very handy because I'm out of town a lot.
Yep.
And I don't want food being delivered when I'm out of town because that is
Brag about it.
inconvenient.
Man.
You're out of town right now.
Yeah. True. I miss my cats.
How many cats do you have?
2.
What are their names?
Bellatrix and Caprica.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is that from?
Bellatrix is Bellatrix from Harry Potter. Yeah, Bellatrix Lestrange. And then Caprica is from Battlestar Galactica.
I wish you named her Catrica.
That was
No.
good.
No.
Never watched Battlestar Galactica.
So good.
Never good
I
things.
don't know if it's aged well, but it's a good sci-fi show. So the weird thing is, I remember I was working at G4 at the time. It was mostly women who watched the show because I thought it was like a bro-y sci-fi thing, and it
Yeah.
was a majority of the women were like, I love Battlestar. It's this great
I know
season.
a lot of girls who watch that show.
It's crazy,
I've
right?
heard there's a lot of like soap opera-esque elements, and there's a lot of like personal drama
Well,
involved.
the concept's cool. It's humanity on a completely different planet or different star system gets wiped out by Cylons, these robots that now look like humans, and now the Cylons are chasing the humans. And then in one episode, there's a woman who says like, I was impregnated against my will, but there's only about 47,000 people left alive in the world. And she's like, I want an abortion. And they're like, but we can't. And she's like, but it's my body. And I was like, what a crazy episode.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
that's some good shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
I forget.
Now, when did this episode launch, or even the show in general?
Like 2007?
Yeah, yeah.
Around the same
So
time as
especially
Lost,
at the
yeah.
during the time. It's like,
Wait,
that's
really?
intense.
Yeah.
I thought it was like from the late 90s or early 2000s for some reason.
Mid 2000s, like 2000.
Oh, I
think it started in like 2003, 2004.
I
yeah.
think I'm thinking of maybe Firefly.
Maybe.
is earlier,
They only have like
right?
8 episodes of that. But yeah, Battlestar I think's good. Jess and I always like go back and watch like some of our favorite episodes and like do, it's like one of the, we name our cat Caprica and stuff like that.
So you
Or-
must have liked it enough.
What's that?
You must have liked it
Yeah,
enough. to
my
name
Wi-Fi
it.
network's called Cylon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's-
Most importantly, though, what
hack
kind of
you.
cats do you have?
I don't know. They're both rescues.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
It's mutts.
Well, one of them.
Mutt cats.
One of them's Bella. We call her Bella, but not from Twilight. It's Bellatrix.
Yeah, let's be clear.
She's so small. When we got her, she was a kitten, but she was like the most affectionate like kitten in the room. I went to a shelter, and then after I got her, like, oh, actually, she's 3 years old.
Oh
we're
my
like,
God.
We're like, oh, that's fine. She's like, oh, and she's had kids.
Like, oh,
They're like, my cat's a slut.
How old does it? This is a dumb question. How old does a cat need to be if they have kids?
Like one.
yeah, it's pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know
That's why I think
nothing
it
about
picks pretty early.
Also,
we,
this will be
uh,
my next drink because it's really good. If you
Oh,
don't-
nice. Yum, yum.
There you go. Thank you, Texas.
Thank you.
Classy gent.
I know, and I'm covered in like vodka.
It's so good. I'm obsessed with all.
But yeah,
Two
so
kittens, I think around, they were a little younger than one, but one we got fixed, and she actually like was already pregnant, and we didn't realize it, so they were like, hey, kitty abortion. It's like, that's kind of fucked up, but
Yeah.
necessary.
I saw Colorado, I think it was, it outlawed declawing cats, which is kind of cool.
I think a lot of states are doing that.
That's good. It's
nothing
in-
about cats.
Random tangent before we move on to the next topic, but Anna Hollum, I was at her place the other day, and her cats have like claw caps.
Yeah, Smee has those.
I've seen
too.
Yeah.
those.
Which I've
yeah.
never seen before, and I'm like, that's genius.
They look like nail tips. It looks like the cat got their nails painted or something.
Yeah.
I like the little
Small neck.
mittens that they put on
Yeah.
them.
I think I'm-
like how
I think
they
I'm-
walk.
Kitten mittens.
I think I'm clear. This one was a scratch. I'm always covered in scratches.
Oh yeah, that was me at my old house in Dallas. It was like your arm said it was claw marks and fur.
This is how I know there is no God, because they created an animal that has these claws, and they're like, well, how do you clip them? Like, I have to put them on their back and then clip them, and they're always kicking me and scratching me, so it's like, this is a weird catch-22. Like, I'm fucked either way.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the harnesses that they have for clipping?
No.
Like, there's some that are like homemade, or people just like jerry rig stuff together, or like engineer it or MacGyver it. But then there's like official ones. It's like on a pulley system, and you pull the dog or cat up by its legs so that they're kind of like hanging here,
my
and
God.
you can cut their nails, and they can't move or run or anything. So
Can you just like clip the back of the neck of a cat for it to
You
go
grab them by their just
break their
scruff.
necks, right?
grip.
Yeah. Well, you grab them by their scruff because it's like a weird thing. It's a
Well, it's the mommy cat. Right?
yeah. The
Yeah.
moms grab them there, so they go into kitten mode and they go and they
Yeah.
like fall over. But
No matter how old they are, too.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I've seen
like
videos of
typically,
that.
if I have to, I always have to like grab by the scruff, put them on their back, like between my legs right here, and then I try to clip them, and then they're usually okay. Then once you get to the back legs, you're like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to. And then like,
Well, the back legs are the attack legs. That's
Yeah.
why they usually don't do it with the front legs. Those are like climbing back legs. Like fuck you.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Kitten anatomy.
Yeah. Now you know.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you ever stay in the guest room, you'll see. Like we had someone watch our house, one of my coworkers, and he said Bella would every morning get up on her chest and she would headbutt him.
Oh,
until
yeah.
he woke up. Yeah, so you get to deal with that.
That sounds like a way better alarm clock than
Yeah.
what I have.
Yeah.
And then he said my Roomba actually blocked the door so he couldn't get out. I don't think he wants a house sit anymore.
All right, well,
understand.
let's go to our first topic. This is Ask Us Anything, and this one comes from Kate B. And Kate wants to know, what is your most unhealthy behavior on social media?
literally just being on it way too much.
Yeah, I think I've discovered this about myself recently. I think my worst, or like the most unhealthy habit, is on Instagram. I follow a lot of accounts that I probably shouldn't due to self-esteem issues. So I follow like a lot of models and a lot of people who are into fitness and stuff like that. And I often look at those photos and I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I looking, like constantly comparing myself to these people? So I recently went through my entire follow list and like removed them all. I'm just
That's why you're not following me anymore.
yeah, it's true.
Sorry,
You're
what
bringing my
happened?
self-esteem way down, Meryl.
Is that why you
Sorry.
said that beautiful people are bad?
Yes.
You know you're a
I'm
bad,
horrible.
bad bitch.
Horrible person.
right.
They cut you on the perfect moment for that too.
Yes. Wow. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the person who did it. It was another Instagram model, but she kind of exposed a lot of the stuff that she did for modeling on Instagram, or kind of sponsorship deals. Like, hey, here's how the lighting affected it, my post, etc. Like what I have to do to go through to make myself look good enough to be in this photo.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't take this as reality. And I really appreciated that breakdown, because so many people have that mentality. Especially people who don't work in film, they have no idea what goes into a production in
it's
general.
just someone's real life.
Or how many times, I'm sure you guys have heard it too, where someone goes like, oh, I love the natural look they have here. I'm like, dude, that person's wearing like 3 pounds of makeup. Like,
And it's
fuck
probably
off.
airbrushed
Yeah,
and
that-
everything.
that's
and
nothing
added
natural about
filters
that,
and
okay?
effects, everything, yeah. And even knowing that stuff, I still look at those and I'm just like, wow.
Everyone should do a Photoshop tutorial at least once, just to see how easy it is to like
You mean so
delete
they could
blemishes.
learn?
well, just so you know, when you look, anytime you look at any sort of magazine or any like Instagram or anything profile, and they have that weird sort of alien skin, you're like, that looks so natural. It's like, no. That's called the clone stamp, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You
just,
can't blend that brush.
yeah. Or it's just like, God, that stomach moves in such a weird way. It's like, yeah, that's a smudge tool.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever
Why
you
is
want.
this window
Yeah.
pushed to the side like that?
I want to start a program where we teach kids Photoshop through like self-esteem issues.
Oh,
Yeah, and you can power through both.
That's
That's fine.
Which I think like the use of Photoshop, fine. If you want to do that, A-okay. And like obviously there's a positive effect for advertising. You want to polish up an image, but it's good to be educated about that.
Yeah.
As long as you're aware of the fact that like a lot of work goes into this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody waking up and looking that good.
Yeah, I think in that article, because I know that article you're talking about with that Instagram model who posted all the secrets about it, and she said that days that she knew she was gonna go take a photo somewhere, she like wouldn't eat or anything, and she would like starve herself just to take that photo. And
Yeah,
it's just,
well,
like,
she
this
breaks
is
down like how like the obsession you can get with that too. It's
Yeah.
not just a matter of like, oh, I posted it and then we're done and done. I get my money finished. She's like, it became like almost an addiction for her. It's like I have to post and I look at the comments, and that's my unhealthy habit. Is I look at responses and comments because it makes you feel good when someone goes, "You look great." I'm like, thanks, but then I waste 3 hours looking at comments. And you're like, what am I doing with my life here?
I think that's a really normal thing, though. I don't know if I would call that unhealthy, but whenever anybody, I think, posts anything on social media, they read the comments.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's unhealthy when I'm like, should I do this or play with my kid?
Well,
All right.
I'm glad you're asking those questions. There is a slippery slope though, where it is the positive reinforcement comes in on like potentially someone who has like a negative attitude towards something. So it's like a good example. I'm not on one side of the issue or not, whatever, but like today Notch posted a thing where he's like, it's okay to be white. I would never tweet that because now you're opening the door to so much.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of people being like, yeah, dude, like white power. It's like, okay, whoa, yeah, you're like, I don't know. That's the sort of tension that like,
It's like you're trying to stir the pot.
maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really know
I
what
don't know
his
what that is.
intention with that kind of thing is,
Absolutely
though.
stirring the
That
pot, I would
seems
think.
odd.
Because I feel like, in general, it's like, yeah, feels like that's kind of common sense. I don't know why you
given.
would publicize a statement like that. You're very
Yeah.
clearly going for something there.
You're
Some
trying
kind
to
of
get-
reaction.
Yeah, but those sort of things where like I've seen this before too, where there's other like social media people doing just dumb ass hattery stuff, and people are like, "You go, bro," and it's like, "Thanks, man." I'm like, no, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Probably not.
Maybe don't be a giant garbage pile. I don't
You'll
know.
always find people who support you so hardcore or deny you so hardcore on like whatever opinion you
The
have.
internet is a polarizing place.
Yeah,
Well,
extremely.
also, sorry, I feel like such a nerd. I'm like, I was reading another article. the
Oh,
other
go
day.
for it.
Someone talked about influencers on social media and how just like a breakdown of what that's like in general. And someone said it's funny at a certain point whenever you have followers or you have a big social media following, people don't become followers, they become cheerleaders. So you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter like positive or negative repercussions. People are going to support you and love you for everything that is you. So it's really weird just thinking about like again super celebrities or even not super celebrities who end up doing the most ridiculous things, but all the fans just say, hey, like, that's awesome, go for it. In fact, I'll do it too.
Yeah, Hitler had a pretty good fan base.
Yeah, like, wow.
One of the strongest.
Yeah.
What a reach.
Yeah, it was like, it's like, well, look at the way that man talks. Wow. And Hitler like,
Huge
not so much.
population, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have hit. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day we will have a Twitter Hitler, equivalent where it's like
Twitler.
people. Twitler, yeah.
Twitler.
And people are gonna like, maybe I shouldn't have retweeted that.
There's enough Nazi presence on Twitter. Wow. Damn you.
That's where everyone in the alt-right should go. Just let's make them their own
on
social
Twitter.
media. It's called Twitler.
Twitler,
Speaking
where
of
no
the
one is
alt-right,
verified.
That's my worst internet habit, is my alt-right account. I just shit post.
Yeah,
all.
no,
I'm
I
actually a
actually
Russian
follow it.
bot.
Do you guys have alt accounts so that you can reply to people not from your main account?
Who was that?
I want to get one.
Was it?
Okay.
It wasn't. It was a basketball player. God, what was his name?
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Kevin Durant. He made up a bunch
Fancy
of like
folks.
fake accounts and he would reply to people.
How did people know it was him then?
Well, I think he accidentally
said it.
replied as himself.
Oh,
And he was like,
that's how
man,
it
Kevin would
happens."
never do that. And he was like, oh, fuck.
I was just speaking in the third person.
Yeah.
Straight up, that is exactly why I stopped doing it. Is I replied as me, and I went, oh, and I deleted it as fast as possible, and I went, all right, we're done, never again.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, no, I've never done anything like that. But I think mine is just being on it way too much. And like, I don't really necessarily care what people say or like care about reading. I just like, I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I do. I just like look at all the social medias. Before I go to bed, I spend all night.
I think a lot of us are guilty of that.
Like, especially with our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is on the internet. Of course, we're checking comments left and right.
Do you feel like it keeps you honest though? Where like maybe you feel a certain way, or you're like, I'm gonna say a certain thing. Do you do a self-check and go, someone might see this?
Depends on how much I've been drinking.
Yeah, well, I feel like I do that.
I know.
I've learned that. That's why Miles has his drunk account.
Luckily, drunk Lindsay is like, let's tweet fun stuff, not like, let's talk about Israel, guys.
Yeah. It's like, I thought of this funny joke.
Listen, guys, I'm plastered and I want to talk about it.
Abortion, yes or
The
no?
Israeli conflict. What's going on here?
I have a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like a good example of me tweeting drunk is right after an episode of Always Open. I was really drunk and I was going home on my Lyft and I tweeted you like the clip of the Biddy Bonga. What's the song?
Yeah, Selena.
Selena.
Yeah, and I was like, Mariel, I want a Biddy Bong you.
Yep. I
That's
remember
what I
that
do.
day very
fine, though.
vividly.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't mind it.
But I don't know. I guess if you're the type of person who goes on social media and people, this is a weird kind of conversation because everyone has a following here because of a thing they do online, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's like, I like Barbara because I've seen her on a show that I like, but then if they follow you and all you're talking about is Bitcoin, it's like weird, right? Like that's so it's like, do you ever feel like there's like a weird existential pressure that you have to like
There's
sort of live
your
up to
brand.
the character
Yeah.
that people see you as?
Absolutely, and I experienced this actually a lot during the election, and we like to avoid politics and the discussion of them a lot, but leading up to the election, I felt like it was important that I state my beliefs and what I, not trying to influence anybody in a way, but just like, here are some things that I think are important to me and all that stuff. And I had a few people being like, I don't follow you to hear about your political beliefs. It's like, okay, so unfollow me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human being. Sure, you follow me because you like me in a show or whatever, but this is my personal account. I'm not tweeting these things
Well,
for
you're
Rooster
welcome to
Teeth.
still watch that show where you can find
Yeah.
me there.
Yeah.
But if you want my personal opinions, then you probably shouldn't follow me on Twitter.
And also, it's okay to disagree with someone's opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with
Makes
that.
the world go round, baby.
Exactly.
Especially in this day and age, just thinking about that too. People going, "Oh wow, you guys were never political before. Why now?" It's like, well, honestly, that's the world that we are currently like driving towards, and we're in right now. Is everyone is now becoming more politically aware because of recent events. So obviously, we're going to play a part of that.
Yeah.
We got into it recently with the net neutrality stuff because typically most politics don't affect our day to day, but then like our job's on the internet.
Right.
So we're like, okay, this is something we need to talk about, but let's try to have a level-headed discussion about it. And to like everyone's credit, definitely like Bruce and James and Lawrence, they were talking about like, well, let's see it from the side of the corporations, which is like, you monster, but then it's like, okay, well, sure, that's a view that maybe you're not used to seeing,
Yeah.
but it's that weird sort of thing. It's like, know thy enemy. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm all about that mentality. And I
Yeah.
think that helps you cultivate your arguments too, and help you be more well versed when you're trying to explain your views.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a very political person in any way, shape, or form. And like obviously, like after Donald Trump won, I went onto the Donald subreddit, not as someone who was subscribed or anything, but like, I just wanted to look into it and be like, why are people upset? What's going on? And then being like, oh, okay, I get it. I now understand the mind of someone who is, or I think I do, of someone who is of this mindset. And I'm not someone who, I'm not trying to be someone who's like, I'm angry towards you, I hate you. It's like, I want to understand you. So we can talk and we can have a discourse as opposed to, I'm right, you're wrong. Because no one's right, no one's wrong. That's the thing, it's one giant gray area.
Also, people are right for their own, like if someone supports someone for things that are important to them, then they're right in those ways. And if someone supports someone else for the reasons that are correct to them, they're right.
Right.
So yeah, it's neither right nor
that's
wrong.
the scary thing with social media though, is like, I feel like this is a thing that happened years ago with news. So you had CNN, you had Fox, you had MSNBC. So it's like, I have a political bias. I will go to a certain network to reaffirm my bias. Now you can find that with any YouTube channel, any Twitter account. And if you don't like what anyone says, you can just shut them out and you can just get all the positive confirmation that you want of the thing that you believe, which is a little scary.
I think that's a double-edged sword there. Is like, yes, you get that confirmation, that reaffirmation of like, my opinion's right. Okay, awesome. Here are these people who agree with me. Clearly, I'm in the right here. But at the same time, we didn't have that connectivity that we had before. Like, I'm thinking about 2003 again. People said, I watched Red versus Blue for years and years and years. There was no political bias. What's happening? It's like, well, in 2003, there was no Twitter. There weren't people posting on Tumblr or et cetera, or on subreddits going on and on about anything. Exactly. Like, Twitler wasn't here.
Twitter was what, 2004, 7?
Something like that.
2007.
Yeah, I want to say 7.
It started out as like an SMS alternative for like a small company because they were like, let's just tweet to each other, and then it became a thing, and then Justin Bieber got an account, and it all.
Well, I think a lot of people too are quick to be like, oh wow, like there's so much negativity out there now. It's like, well, I feel like it already existed, but we weren't talking about it. There wasn't a way to
didn't have an outlet.
Yeah. I'm like, people kept their negativity inside, and then they bitched each other at Christmas and Thanksgiving, and now everybody just bitches.
They wrote it on their MySpace blog.
Yeah. Yeah. Before, especially with like our generation, maybe you guys would agree, is like we were part of like the Facebook generation, for lack of a better term. It's like we were there when it started. Okay, we had our high school groups, we had our Facebook pages, etc. We friended each other, and then we moved over to Twitter. And now Facebook, when I return to it, is where all of my middle-aged relatives go to argue about politics.
Yes.
What the fuck happened to you?
Crazy. I don't see, like, I'm lucky where my family all agrees on their political
like
beliefs.
Your family's great.
Weekly.
I always see your parents at the random convention, and it's always the Dunkelmans like, hey, always smiles.
The Dunkelmans are great.
They're like
I
little
love
cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Like I said, weekly for me, I have to message multiple family members and be like, all right, cut the shit. Like, enough on Facebook. Stop arguing about
It's just
politics.
like, what do you hope to gain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think you're going to change someone's mind
No,
on Facebook?
That's the thing.
Really,
That's why it's
Aunt
annoying.
Linda?
Yeah, it's a giant circle jerk.
Do you actually have an Aunt Linda?
I
I was like, I feel like Lindsay does.
think I
think
do.
I've heard that before.
She's not related, but she's like the family friend that's basically an aunt, so we call her Aunt Linda.
Gotcha. Did you mention your worst habit?
No, I didn't. But
Or unhealthy habit?
I think my guilt definitely is, like, I don't know if stealing is the right word, but like stealing content. So like I'll go on like very small subreddits that I'm on, like
Twitler.
like Twitler. Yeah, not a lot of people are on there.
YouTube haikus, what's up?
Well, like I'll get like random pictures from like a Marvel subreddit or something like that, and I'll notice that it doesn't have any upvotes or anything. I'm like, that's a really funny image. Or mall ninja shit, or like neckbeard things, and I'm like, that's a funny image, and I'll tweet it. But it's like, I'm not trying to claim ownership. Clearly, I'm not like, I made this image, look what I did. But it's like, oh, I'll repurpose this funny thing that I saw that on a thing that maybe wasn't. But here's the thing: if I see something that's like highly upvoted on Reddit or anything else, I won't touch it. I'm like, no, that's fine. So like,
It's like you want to share the content and have other people experience it, right? I think
Yes.
that's more the motive than trying to claim it as your own.
It's a weird thing too, because I understand there's a culture of people saying like, well, you didn't credit me for it. It's like, I didn't credit you as uploading it original. I don't know. It's like we live in a very like parrot-like society where it's like meme culture, where everything is a joke that's a recycled thing, and like I'm definitely a victim and a perpetrator of that. Which I admit. So this is, we're all just letting it all out. I'm sorry.
I've definitely violated that, and actually that was one reason why I'm now so passionate about it. Is I was a person who posted some artwork, and I had people say like, hey, you didn't credit this person. This sucks. They're very upset because they've seen like how popular it is now, and they have no credit. I'm like, oh, that does kind of suck.
There's
like,
actually a quote that I love. It's from a book I was reading called City of Thieves, and the quote was, "Jokes only get old if they're good. Otherwise, who keeps telling them?" And it's like, that is a very good point.
That's good.
Yeah.
So again, just sharing artwork too, double-edged sword. Yes, it's good to get that visibility. I want people to see it, and we have a following, so we can promote that. But I totally understand, like, as an artist, I guess I would feel crushed too if like someone else ended up getting a lot of reposts or reblogs, or more often than not, the people responding go to that original poster like, oh wow, that's amazing, I can't believe you made that, and the original poster won't say anything. I'm like, well, that's kind of fucked up. You should at least be like, I didn't make this actually. Like,
well, I would at least say I'm not one of those accounts that goes around just stealing other people's stuff and reposting.
Dory.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Dory on Twitter's notorious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking Dory.
I'm like, I would hope I'd never get to the e-bombs world level, because I mean, like, Funhouse is a big victim of this. Not a victim. Victim is not the right word, but a GIF will make the rounds. And like, I have friends who don't watch any of my stuff, and they're like, oh, I saw one of your GIFs on Reddit, and I'm like, where? And they're like, I don't know, front page. And I was like,
I don't know.
cool, like, but
It's Funhouse and ProZD. You both are always on front page of Reddit.
well,
for, like,
because
some other
we have a fantastic community, and they get stuff out there, and then like, I mean, Achievement Hunter, actually, this happens a lot, where people will post like a GTA GIF or something like that, and it's nice because you see like the word Gavin in the top left, and then Ryan, and it keeps switching. You're
That's
like,
why
oh,
we name burn. Yeah.
yeah, which is actually kind of cool. But it's like we've gotten a little salty in the past where we're like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like our content was stolen, you know. But it's like,
I know it happens to Gavin with Slow Mo Guys all the time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. People message him like, oh, I saw you on the Tonight Show or something. He's like, cool.
it's, like,
I had no
it's
idea.
weird. It's because I'm of two minds where I'm like, okay, someone took our stuff, made it into like a little blip. I would hope someone would go on to watch our stuff and go, oh, I legitimately enjoy your content. There's something there, which a few people have actually told us. They're like, oh, I saw your GIF on Reddit, and now I'm a fan. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess as long as we got two of those, that's fine. But the thing is, I'm guilty of that same thing.
At the same time, too, sometimes searchability is difficult if you find that GIF. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to find, like, something, again, on Reddit, where I'm like, wow, this person edited together a funny little thing of Bruce's laugh with, like, the Pac-Man end.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the Pac-Man guy. It's great,
So
hilarious.
good.
But if I try and search that, I can't find it anywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, who made this? So it is good to credit, and it does often lead to jobs. And I know there's a big, like, post going around, again, on Twitter now about people who've gotten jobs from their art being reposted by either celebrities or people who work at the company, and that is awesome.
That's how John Reisinger got his job.
Yeah, literally.
John Rice.
Yeah, that is how you got a job.
You get me with that every fucking time.
I usually do it about Bethany though.
I know. And I'm just like,
Bethany Feinstein. Who? Don't know her. Never met her.
all right, well, before we move on,
She's the worst.
I would like to thank Movement Watches for sponsoring this episode of Always Open.
Well, do it again.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This episode of Always Open is also brought to you by Movement Watches. We get it, holiday shopping could be tough, but thanks to Movement, all that gift-giving anxiety can disappear with the press of a button. These watches make the perfect purchase for just about anyone in your life, guy or girl. And remember, they start at only $95. Movement watches start at just $95 at department stores. You're looking at $400 to $500. At such great prices, Movement Watches makes a wonderful holiday gift too. This is one of my favorite watches. It's very simple. It goes with pretty much everything, including this Ruby shirt. I realized the other day that I have like 8 different Movement watches.
They're amazing.
Because I have one for every outfit. But this one goes with everything. I get compliments all the time. Mara complimented on it this morning.
I did. Their watches and I wear their sunglasses all the time.
Yeah, those are also a good
Love their
gift.
sunglasses.
Yeah, because it's, always sunny
It's always sunny in Austin, Texas.
all year round.
That is true.
Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/open. Now is the time to step up your watch game. Go to mvmt.com/open. Join the movement. Get watches like this, or sunglasses, or anything. They make a good gift.
They do.
A great gift. I know I would want one if it was holiday season. Wink, wink.
There you go.
Buy one for yourself or something. Don't buy them
I
for
was getting
me.
like 50 watches.
Wear them all at the same time.
There was someone who left a comment on, I think it was probably YouTube or something, that it was like they should make It's Always Open in Austin, Texas
Oh,
shirts. And I was like,
we do need more merchandise.
we do need more merch.
Yeah, we have shot glasses and a shirt. We need more.
Yeah, keep it going.
should-
Vibrators.
Done.
Hey, we've
That was not related to any show. I'm just saying we should
Oh, we
make
should just
vibrators.
done.
yeah.
Just like choke toys and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about how popular Achievement Hunter dildos would be if we could mold.
Yeah.
The
Michael
dicks.
Oh,
Yes.
so mold the dicks?
Yeah,
Holy
like, hey,
shit.
have you ever
Would
wanted?
you be okay with that?
Well,
Probably not. No, that's kind of weird.
I was gonna say, like, if people were
Female-
using
Kinda
Michael's
weird.
dick.
Yeah.
female porn stars have like
Fleshlights, yeah.
They've,
Yeah.
Well, no, they've done like you're like, oh, would you like the Jenna Jameson vagina? And like you can just like
You mold
buy.
their veg.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it Fleshlights that did that?
Some fleshlights have specific ones, but then there's also just like
Like
you can
that-
buy like a bust basically.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not the inside of it.
I
I don't know.
I think there's probably both.
Because the
I don't
fleshlights
know
I
how
know
Jenna
are like
Jameson
the
feels on the inside.
inside
know.
of
Maybe
them.
sad.
I feel like you could just make them all feel the same, and would anyone really know?
It's
Be
just
like,
a
ooh,
it's a rubber mold.
Jenna, you've got that lump on the left side.
Imagine
Really,
that's some
like-
guy's job. He's like, I have to know what it feels like to be inside you.
Speaking of guys who know what it's like to be inside you, the
look.
next question we have is more geared towards you guys, Adam and Lindsay. This question is, what is the best part of married life? Because you two are both married. Me and Meryl, not married.
How long have you-
I like
each
it.
other.
Not
Like
yet.
you assume
True.
that there's sex involved in marriage.
Yes. I wish.
Should have a baby.
How long have you guys been married?
We are going on 4 years this year.
Cool. Congrats.
Has it really been 4 years?
Holy
I
shit.
fucking went to your wedding. That was 4 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. Right?
I don't know. What do you
Good
think?
It was
Well, how long were you guys dating before you got married?
not like crazy long. It was only about a year.
Okay.
But we lived together for a good amount because we started dating, and then pretty much almost immediately I moved in with him. Because I was living right across from the office, and I
Yeah.
spent so much time in his apartment. I said, "Why am I paying for this? This
Right.
is stupid." So I moved in with him.
That was like almost the exact same thing with Jess and I, where it's like, you're here all the time. Why don't we just move in together?
I'm wasting money, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had just gotten out of a relationship at the time, so I didn't want to just kind of like basically hop from one to the other and then
Yeah.
be like, oh, well, now I'm in the same position. I'm in a relationship I
Yeah.
don't want to be in.
Yep.
But I enjoyed hanging out with Michael, so it ended up working out.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's a misconception, but like, I don't know. I feel like when you're living with someone, you're basically married.
Yeah.
I would agree. Mhm.
The marriage thing is like kind of a weird
Just
title.
like
Yeah.
an official thing.
yeah.
It's a legal document.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's just sort of like,
I've had this thought too, of just because I've gone back and forth whether I actually want to get married or not in my life, and I'm like, if I'm living with someone, and you've agreed to spend your life with them, do you really need to get married? But then some people do want that.
Well, there are legal benefits, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that people point to is like, well, clearly, here's what you can,
can do
what
your
you can
taxes
gain.
together.
Hooray! Yes, you can. Done
that's
twice
so
now.
hot.
Oh God. But at the same time too, like I think we talked about this after the last convention. I think it's beneficial to live with someone before you marry,
Oh,
also
absolutely.
in general, so
Oh,
you can
yeah.
know what the do's and don'ts are. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what is great about what you do, what is bad, and now Michael and I we're very aware of things that we like and don't like about each other, and we can make that work on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, before committing. Yeah,
Yeah.
my older brother and his girlfriend, she lived in the States and he lives in Canada, and they'd been dating for like 5 years. And a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just get married and then she can move there? And it's like, well, they've never lived together, so they would like to experience living together before committing to her moving there to the country,
Yeah.
and getting married and everything like that. So luckily, she found a way to get a visa, and now she's in Canada and she's like a resident there, and they live together, and they're still not married or anything like that.
Sure.
But it's like get to figure that out first.
Well, that's the thing is that you can love someone to death. And so many-
Literally.
quite literally, you can smother them in their sleep. But
Fucking love you.
I mean, like,
Shut up, I love you. Shut up.
like Jess and I have been together for at least 10 years, more than that. We've been married since 2012, so it's like, but we've lived together before that. But like things are, I feel like, constantly changing or like somewhat in flux. Like, I love cooking now. I used to not cook. She used to cook every
Hey,
meal.
same.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's like therapeutic for me at this point where I'm like, I enjoy cooking a meal for her. I enjoy cooking for myself as well, but it's like, we've also moved in so many different places where it's like, it just things sort of change. And it used to be like, when we first lived together, I was like, I need my office. I need a place to like play my games or like do my thing. But then I realized it's kind of lonely in there. So now when we moved into a house, we built an office that has a desk that accommodates both of us. So we're both next to each
That's
other.
nice.
Yeah, it was kind of, I was like,
Couch co-op. Aw.
kind of, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, she's out of town right now, working in Florida.
are you.
But I know, right?
You're currently also out of
We're an
town.
hour time zone away from each other, but
It must be hard.
then it's a little bit, yeah. But like, I'm gonna like build her like PC like while she's gone, so that like her computer runs better, so that we can like keep hanging out. And like, we're both like kind of, she's like taking piano lessons right now, and like I took piano lessons when I was a kid. And when she was out, I'm like, I'm gonna try to like pick up where I left off as a kid. I never learned the left hand for furley, so I want to pick it up. But I'm gonna help teach her it as well. So it's like, this is shit we didn't do 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're doing now. So it's like,
You're evolving.
a little bit, yeah.
Well, everybody changes throughout the
Yeah,
course of their
exactly.
life too, but
Thank you,
I
Tess.
guess I feel like it's
Tracy's
almost insulting, especially when you've been married for such a short amount of time, to be like, I was a marriage expert here. It's like, well, I still think communication.
No one is a marriage
No, not at all. Like, not. But I still think communication is key in understanding that there are going to be differences between the two of you. Like there are no two people who just get along swimmingly and never ever argue. There's always going to be
It'd be very
something.
weird, yeah.
Yes. In fact, yeah, you should be concerned if that is the
Yeah,
case.
if everyone's like, "You're right, honey, I love you," like, all right, Stefford wife.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Chill the fuck out.
But on the other
Robot
hand, I
life.
did have a boyfriend who I never argued with him. We never got into any fights, and we dated for years. And a lot of people were just like, "Oh, that just shows that there's no passion in your relationship." It's like, well, I wouldn't agree with that necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's odd that we don't have any issues, and we disagree on stuff, but we don't have
See,
fights.
that's the thing, though, the disagreement.
Yeah.
Even that, I think that's like, okay, clearly there's differences here. It's not like you're saying weird, like I don't know, like what's it called, like where you're codependent of each other. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's the word I was looking
codependency
for.
is the
Yeah.
scariest
Yeah,
thing.
that's
I've always, so once again, I'm a weirdo because I'm like, marriage is just it's a title, it's a concept, it's a thing that we as monkeys have evolved into, where we're like, you put the thing on and now official. Like, no, it's completely different than that. It's like, I don't know, like I feel like that marriage is almost for everyone else. It's to tell the outside world, this is what I'm doing.
You're
This is what it
legit,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's like,
Well, usually it's religiously or historically based. For the
Yeah.
same thing, it's like, okay, religiously we're showing this deity that we are now devoted to each other, or we're showing society. This
Yeah.
is my person.
I just want
You stay
Satan to
away
be
from that
happy with
person.
what I'm doing.
Stay away from this person.
But I mean, every relationship has an up and down. You have different sort of like trials and errors, but like, we're also in a weird world where like everything we do is so public. And like, that was always my fear because Jess and I were together a long time ago. Similar situation. She was my boss.
funny.
We worked at a clothing store together.
So hot.
Was it? I don't know.
That's
What
my
clothing
fetish.
store?
Anchor Blue?
Oh, Ink Blue.
You don't even know what that is?
Never heard of
It
it.
used to be Miller's Outpost before that, and they
Still
went
don't
out
know
of
what that
business. It was like borderline Chicano clothing.
Ooh, sexy.
I had worked at a Kmart before that, and stop it. And I hated it, so I went and applied for a different job. I think I was in like late high school, college, and I worked at this clothing store. Jess was a manager there, and we just became friends there because we both like loved The Simpsons, we loved all the music and stuff, and like we would just hang out and just kind of talk, whatever. And we eventually started dating, but like we just always been friends. We've always been like cool like that. But then, because we've been together, I fell into this job. This is a weird job, right? Where it's like, you are this online persona. Everything you do is watched, and it's becoming more watched, and it's weird. And I never wanted this life for her. That's not fair, right? Where it's like,
Yeah, because they kind of get sucked into it.
yeah, and like I've fallen into this thing, and I've always been very protective of that. And where I'm like, I want to have a separation where it's like, that's not a fair thing to do to a human being. Where it's like, because this is my job now, people are sucked into your life, and like that's not cool. And I always was trying to be very protective of that, but then I think we've sort of just accepted it of what it is, and it's like, all right, that's cool. Watch our lives, that's fine. But we try to be somewhat private.
Yeah.
In a way where it's like, I'm just not vlogging from home being like, oh man, I'm about to like put a baby in her, and like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah, right.
And maybe
There's those couples, the
There are people who do
vloggers
that.
who
Yeah.
vlog every day, and it's
I
just like,
can't-
that's not a life.
I can't do that. And I remember years ago I was with a friend who was of that ilk, and we were like at Disney World together. I remember he started vlogging. I was like, please stop that.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I just have this moment? Can I just enjoy my life?
I don't have to be on.
Yeah, and there is a separation there, and I really enjoy just being off, and just like that is always what Jess has been to me, is like, you're my off time. You are
Is that your best part of marriage, you think?
I think so, where it's like I can just be me. We can just watch Mr. Robot. We can eat dinner and chill.
So you have work mode Adam and then like home Adam,
I
basically.
mean, honestly, the difference is not that noticeable.
no.
I'm very.
It's
I'm,
more of a
that mentality
mental
though.
thing.
yeah,
exactly,
I'm very much me, but like the difference is like, you guys would know when RTX hits and before RTX hits, right? Mm-hmm. When a stranger comes up to you and goes, "Excuse me, ma'am," you go, "Yes." But then RTX, you go, "Yeah, you want a photo?
Yep, yep.
You want to do this?"
Yeah.
That's where my mind's always at. Where I'm just like, at home, I'm relaxed. This is good. This is my life. And then when work mode kicks in, I'm ready for anything. Like a Bengal tiger can attack me, and it's okay.
See, we have a work shift too, and people ask like, oh, is it weird to be like working with Michael in all these various steps of your job that you've had over the years, but also just in such close proximity? Like, does it get uncomfortable?
Because
And
you
I
guys are in
say,
the same room too.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, well, honestly, like we do the same thing as we shift. So we're at home hanging out, very chill, relaxed, very similar to how you and Jess started hanging out. Michael and I hung out at Rooster Teeth, and we just talked about video games, anime, etc. Just dicked around, did basically nothing but talk to each other.
Yeah.
So you didn't do any work within those few years?
Yeah.
It's kind of
sure
best
Jeff
when
knows
you.
Please, I was an intern.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys?
Hey, Jeff.
Goodness.
Well, like so.
But
Like,
then, sorry, you go into work mode. And it's
Yeah,
totally
well, the
different.
thing is, like, I'll talk to Jess, but like, I won't talk about work, but I'll talk about like things I want to do. Where I'm like, man, it'd be cool if I did this or that, and she's like, you should do that, but I'm never like, man, James is such a jerk. Like, I never do that. Like, I never complain about my coworkers or anything like that. That's not a thing I want to
That's just
do.
good business practice.
Yeah.
One.
Also,
It's good to have
James
place
isn't a
to
jerk,
vent,
and I
but
love him like a brother.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fuck that Lawrence guy. Though. I hate
God,
him.
he's the worst.
What's the best part for you?
What's his deal? What's his deal?
Lawrence?
Who?
Every time you make me fall for it.
Ariel.
I'm like, oh, you're fun.
You guys should hang out with Lauren sometime. It's a lot
Oh,
of
we
fun.
will.
Oh, we will.
We
He
will.
had a Friendsgiving thing, and we had a lot of fun.
Every time that
We watched
do,
so much Dragon Ball Kai. It was so
that's
good.
amazing.
We're gonna get him on
Oh,
the show
man.
pretty soon.
Yep.
Yes.
Lauren? Yeah.
That's awesome. Any collaboration that we have between Achievement Hunter and
Is-
Funhouse, I gravitate towards Lawrence and Steph. I'm like, all right, what's up?
Yeah, they're
what's up,
pretty
weirdos?
And not to show bias, my two favorite people, always a Funhouse, have always been
Barbara Dunkelman.
Lawrence and Steph. Or Stephanie? No. Well, Stephanie's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Elise, sorry.
No, nice.
But yeah,
Good call.
Stephanie's also awesome.
Yeah,
Who's
Stephanie's
Lawrence's
great.
girlfriend. But I don't want to talk about other people's ones.
Her Disney
Barbara.
obsession is top.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, and now she works at Blizzard.
And
which
me.
is
Yeah,
fucking
she
awesome.
does.
Also like me. That's cool.
Barbara's cool.
You don't work for Funhouse.
I could.
Do you work for Funhouse? Is this
Yes.
how you're telling us?
I
Is
do.
this how you're telling
I
me?
actually
a
commute
mole.
back and forth once a day.
That would
every
suck.
day.
I think Barbara and Elise share a father.
Ooh.
Don't
Whoever
tell
the
her.
milkman
Dunkelman?
was that week
Larry.
in
Yeah.
Canada.
Where have you been?
Dunkelman.
Goodness.
They look like
Dinkelberg.
What's the best part for you, Lindsay?
Oh man, I don't know. I identify with a lot of what Adam's saying.
Thank you.
When did you guys know? Like, all right, like it is time to get married, or was it just like? Well,
I
guess
feel like
we
you
gotta do
guys
this?
fell for each other very quickly,
We did.
very intensely, from an
Yes.
outside perspective.
No, well, thanks. Yeah.
He proposed, right?
Yes, yeah, and
In
I
New
didn't know
York?
he was going to. Yeah, in New York. So he took us on a vacation to the city because we always go to New Jersey for Christmas.
Yeah.
So he said, well, why don't we go into the city? I know you love New York, etc. He's hated New York for years because he's from New Jersey. So he was like, here's for you. And I was like, thanks, buddy. So we went in. I'm having a blast, and then we ended up having dinner, and that's where he proposed to me. And then we saw Spider-Man the musical afterwards. Which was,
Perfect night.
yeah, it was fantastic. It was so good.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, I would agree that it seemed like we fell for each other pretty hard. And
Yeah.
Like again, I was in a relationship at the time, and I felt like it's super shitty, and I hate thinking about it now. And that's honestly something I carry with me to this day. It's like, wow, it's kind of really sucks that like I was dating someone, but I had feelings for somebody else at the time, and you know, you're
Sometimes
clearly,
that's what it takes for you to end a relationship.
Yeah,
to realize like, oh, this
exactly.
person, I like them more than my boyfriend. We should probably end that.
Yeah, and it's like I totally understand and feel like, oh wow, it's kind of shitty for you to have these feelings while you're in a relationship, and that is a negative. But yes, it was very enlightening to say, okay, clearly this isn't working out. Goodbye, other person.
Yeah.
Best of luck. They're dating someone else now. They're fine. But yeah, Michael was honestly the first person to kind of like drive toward us dating, and same with marriage. He's like, hey, I think we should get married. It's working out, and I was reluctant, especially after a lot of my relationships have not ended positively. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know about the whole marriage thing, but no, he won me over, and like it's kind of weird that Michael has this on-camera persona, especially it's very angry and aggressive,
Yeah.
but at home he's all bark and no bite. It's like the softest
I've
person.
hung out with you guys at the Jones home. It's nice.
Especially with Iris. Oh my God, he just melts around her. Yeah.
Yeah, his whenever I see posts that you guys post about Iris, especially like Michael's,
Riffs.
especially because he has that persona. When he posts about Iris, it's like the complete 180.
Little
He'll just be like,
Riffs.
I love her so much.
We were talking about like baby talk recently too, because a lot of people say now like, oh, don't baby talk your kid because you're teaching them to like be immature. Talk to
Yeah.
them like an adult. Like, okay, yeah, you can get tit for tat on whether or not that's good or not. But Michael says he was like, I talk baby talk anyways, so it's really not me talking down to Iris, because like it's true at
way
the
he
office
talks.
or something. He'll come up to me, he's like, oh, little, are you having fun today?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself? I'm like, fuck off.
Why the Irish accent?
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, would you like to play a game?
Irish babies, you know.
Why not? Well, you could do the H. Benjamin thing, where he just talked to his kid in an English accent for like 5 years.
What? No, I didn't hear about that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You can also dogtooth it, where people just
Oh, God.
make up a language.
Yep.
Mm.
For the,
Then they
that's-
make out with their siblings, and that's not cool.
I didn't see the whole thing.
Children
I
of
heard the
course.
Oops,
story.
sorry.
let's move on. Get away from that topic.
The show's gotten dark.
We
Sorry.
went from the rusty trombone to like
God.
Hitler to You
That's what happens when you get these two.
Is that how he got the stash? He was rusty tromboning and then he left. I was like, oh.
He's like,
he's
oh,
like,
it's
keep
too
it.
dirty.
Dirty
Yeah,
Sanchez.
it smells like asshole.
Perfect.
Please clean it. Yeah,
I just want you to do a German accent the rest of the show.
yeah.
I know Jess isn't
yeah.
in content for Funhouse, but how involved with Funhouse is she? Or like, does she help out with a lot of things? Because it seems like
She is like always
Some
been,
support.
She's definitely my muse, my driving force. It's always like if I have a good example. I want to direct more. I want to be more involved with creative, and she's always there. So she's like, do it, fucking do it, pussy. It's like,
no bitch doing
yeah, and so like I'm like, okay, it's like I always have this force here, which is someone who I respect and love more than anything else on this planet. And when that
Ugh. Ew.
you're gay.
Barf.
Shit,
yeah.
gay, man.
Yeah, I know, super gay.
You like girls?
heterosexual sex. Gay.
But
You
it's
love
like,
your wife?
but no, she's constantly kind of pushing me. So it's like, I mean, it's like I live and breathe my job. Like this is what I do. It's like I like this. It's like I will finish this podcast and then I will hang out with every single one of you any time of the day. Like this, I like what I do. I almost like it too much. Like this is almost like another relationship that I have.
Don't tell Jess.
No, she knows it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
and
She's cleared it.
I remember talking about this one time where
Big love.
I think I told her where I was like, yeah, you know, I go to work and then I come home and then it's like I don't want to think about work, and she's like, bullshit. She's like, that's all you think about.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, that's true.
Yep.
Well, it's like
And-
so ingrained in all of our lives, I think. It's like,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Another positive,
Yeah.
or one of the best parts about being married to Michael is because of our work. It's like we go home, we talk about work, and we wake up, we go to bed, we talk about work.
Yeah.
Nothing is anything with us but work.
But that's the thing, I'm never talking about like, God, I hate this. I'm always like,
No, it's
what
a
if-
creative process.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
what if I did this? What if I tried this? And it's like, it's a big reason why I love this job and I love what I do. Is like I'm constantly thinking, how can I make this better? How can I do something different? How can we like, what's the next idea? Like, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I got this idea. I want to do this thing. And she's like, go write it down.
Right. It's the best and
Yeah.
worst way to describe it, but it's like she gets it. Is how I say
Oh,
it. It's like,
absolutely.
you get it.
Yeah.
And Maggie was the perfect example because before she worked here, Michael and I would hang out with her and she wanted to kill herself. She was like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know Rooster Teeth. I don't know what your audience is
Yeah.
about. I don't give a shit about this. Please talk about something else. And now she's worked here for a few years. She's like, I get it, dude. I understand. Now that's
Yeah.
what we talk about. It's
I
Rooster
mean, like
Teeth.
we'll go to lunch, we'll go to dinner. We've been on, Barbara and I've been on like vacations together.
Yeah.
Where we've gone to like random places like Fiji and like, let's fucking talk about work.
well, the thing is, and I've argued with people about this before, where you go out with people who you work with, and for me, it's literally all my friends are the people I work with because I moved to Austin, didn't know anyone here. I didn't go to university or college or whatever here, so everyone I know is from Rooster Teeth or related to it somehow. And so when we go out, we all have that in common.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not just work; it's just our life.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
you're
it's
like
just
Michael in that sense too. He
Yeah.
uprooted from New Jersey and he has no friends here aside from people he met at Rooster Teeth.
It's
so.
just Rooster Teeth. And also, I think there's something to be said about having a relationship with someone who understands it and to be able to vent about things and talk about things that you during the day don't get to talk about
Yeah.
because it's either inappropriate or it's gossipy or whatever, and to just have someone who understands what you want to vent about.
Not even production
Special.
in general, especially online production. If you know like YouTube practices and you know currently dealing with certain YouTube practices, it's like wow, it's great to have someone to understand that and vent
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that if I was at let's say we were all at the Streamies, right? The fucking,
As we do.
The YouTube circle jerk.
All together.
Yeah, and they're all there. If I saw any one of you at the party, I'd go boom, and we'd go talk.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's just how my
Help
brain
me.
is wired. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm like, you get it. You're my friend. Let's all hang out. And
It's a comfort.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a weird thing where it's like, I think most people are wired in a way where they're like, leave work at work, leave home at home. But
That's right.
we're in a weird industry where they're kind of the same.
Yeah, well, I feel like if you hate your job, especially, you're like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. But I feel
Yes.
like most of us really enjoy it, so it's like, yeah, I want to.
Yeah, I want to talk
Yeah.
about my job because I want to make it better.
It's like
and
it's
I
so
wanna,
important to
yeah.
my life and my.
Then again, also
way
the
I feel.
perfect example of someone who does love their job but wants to keep it separate is Ryan. Like I said,
Oh, God,
he's
he's
like
perfect
family man,
at it.
father extraordinaire. The second he gets home,
Yeah.
Achievement Hunter is out the window. But
Yeah.
for the same thing, same reason, he doesn't want to associate his family with Achievement Hunter because he wants to protect his wife and kids and just kind of
Their privacy.
keep them separate. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can do their own thing.
I respect that.
Yeah, I think I saw something on the subreddit that was like, I think during one of his streams, they were like, "Oh, how did your wife feel about you like kissing all these guys on Extra Life?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I told her," and she was just like, "You don't have to tell me about everything you do at work."
No, we've asked
like the
him,
details.
Does she watch videos? And he's like, oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Laura is.
Cool.
Laura's pretty far removed, and she like when we first met, she was just like, "Oh yeah, like Red versus Blue, I think was a thing I watched a few times," and she's like super far removed, which is nice. But then
No, at least she knows.
yeah,
some
no,
about
she
Sister
knows, and
Dunkelman.
she's like,
It's a nice reality check, right?
Yeah.
Where you can do this job and you feel like, oh my God, so many people watch what I do, and you realize, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
The best for
it's
me
a
is
job.
like older family members who don't know anything of what I do. They just know like you're associated with said company. I've seen Ruby or something. Like a good example is my uncle. Still kind of doesn't understand what we do. But he watched an episode of Ruby and then was like, "Wow, that'd be a really good launching point for you to get into like local news if you want to do that." And I was like, "You know what? You're right."
Yeah. You'd make
I could
such
be an
a
anchor.
weather
You
girl.
go to all these conventions and make appearances as your local news host. All right,
What
well
do you got for us, Barbara?
let's finish things off with our box of issues.
Go through your box.
This box is so funny to me because it's so different than the other
Who
ones.
made that?
This I forget their name.
I don't want to get it wrong, but it was
Jaunty?
Well, we could look at the.
It was a lovely sir who I love this. 'cause
I
it
like the
makes me feel
handle.
like
The
you're
handle's
just
good,
dynamite.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Dynamite.
carved into the box.
Feels like an episode of Chopped. Like your secret ingredient
Yeah.
is salt.
This box issue.
This issue.
Man,
All right, so this
Iron
one
Chef.
comes.
Oh man,
Japan was so
no.
good.
Oh my god, I love that show.
Great British Bake Off is where it's at.
I just love cooking
Also
shows.
anyways.
All right, well, this is not about cooking shows, I
Damn it.
assume. This one comes from Logan, who's a 24-year-old male. And Logan writes, about 4 months ago, I met this amazing girl via Tinder, probably the best Tinder find ever. When we met, we had an instant connection and spent the better part of the next 3 weeks constantly hanging out. We had a lot in common. We had a lot of common interests and enjoyed the same music, which is not typical that a woman enjoys hardcore music for the area. We got along great, and it seemed right as it was about to get serious. She broke it off. She stated that she didn't have time as we both had a child and she was in university. We still are mutuals on Instagram and she likes everything I post, but when I send her a simple message, I never get a response. Do you think I'm holding out for something that will never happen? Would like to hear a female's insight. And Adam's.
So one, I don't think you should ask for a female perspective on anything because that could mean a million different things. So Lindsay's female perspective is from my experience with dating, yes, it's probably a good sign that they are not interested and you should move on with your life. A-okay, totally fine. People have their preferences. But then again, I'm the person who never responds to people for like months on like messages and emails and tweets.
That's
so
a general human thing, though, right?
I would hope so.
If I said, hey, Lindsay, let's go see the new Jedi movie, and you didn't respond for 8 days, just go, okay.
yeah.
The weird part is, though, is that, and it's like I read into this a lot, she's still liking his Instagram posts. And it's like, if you aren't interested in someone and you're not responding to their messages, like, don't interact with them on
weird that
social
way,
media that way.
though.
Because
I've seen some
Thank
dudes
you,
like that too.
Mary.
Yeah, no, they really are. Like, and I mean, I
I've-
guess because I've been there where I've dated women who
Yeah.
are like, and girls. I mean, they do like it's like a stereotype, but it's true that they like to play games and they like to like feel, because I can say this, being one and also chasing women crazy.
I know
They do like to
you've
play
had more
games, and
experience
they-
with women, but I've known many dudes to play the mind games.
Yeah. But there's they like the chase and they like feeling wanted, but then they're also like, well, but this isn't what I want, but I want you to still want me. So I feel like it's almost like a, hey, I'm still around, like remember, but like I don't want your
See,
attention.
usually it's I'm still around if you want to fuck, but if not, nah, I'm not. I'm kind of busy.
But social media, I guess you break it up into tiers, right? So you have,
don't cry.
God tier is
well, no, I'm just saying, if someone's going to text you, you're in a different tier, right? It's
Yeah.
now you're on a personal level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a social media tier, this is a thing where everyone's very aware that everyone can see this thing.
Yeah.
So this is just me just going, yeah, I like it, double
Yeah.
tap, whatever.
Or just like, I'm still trying to show you that, like, I'm looking, but I'm not
Yeah.
really.
or not even that. Like
I
I would
just
just
say-
knowing me and thinking about it aside every now and then, or people I've dated before where I'm like, I'll favorite this or like this. It's like, hey, like there's still positive feelings toward you. No
Yeah.
animosity.
Yeah.
We're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, if I did a thing
Definitely guilty
on
of that.
social media where I'm like, man, life's hard, it's really tough. And Lindsay's like, hey, man, I like that. That's cool. I'd be like, cool. I'm not going to be like, Lindsay, want to fuck me?
We're both married. This is gonna get really
I would have texted
awkward.
you, I'm DTF.
I'd be like, yeah. Hey, Michael,
Well, one of the things that Logan mentioned is that
I have straight up received a text message like that before, but sorry.
wow.
What?
Yeah, someone straight up texted me, I'm DTF, and I went,
Is that a
Boom.
disease? Yeah.
cool.
One of the things that Logan mentions is that they both have kids, and it could just be like maybe
24.
I don't know how early on she told him she had a kid or he told her he had a kid. But it could just be like maybe she found out and realized like like someone who has a kid doesn't necessarily want to date someone else who has a kid.
Yeah.
Like yes, it might be difficult to date when you have a kid and find someone who could accept that, but that could be part of it.
Could be.
I'd say take all anomalies out of the mix and just say if you like someone, you like someone.
Yeah.
The game bit, all that stuff. Just the minute someone's like chase me, just go nah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just if you find someone who likes you and they reciprocate the exact feelings you have, you're in a good place.
Yeah.
The minute you got to do the chase and you got to do that fucking rapey skunk thing that he does in that Looney Tunes
Pepe
bit.
Le Pew?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Once it goes down that.
That was very unreciprocated sex.
Yeah. Once you go down that route, fuck it. Like, just find someone who the minute you go, when you do the hey, they go hey instead of like 3 days later. What up? Just
Speaking as a woman who is currently in the dating world, if I am interested in someone, I will respond right away.
Yeah, I was feeling Adam on that. I'm glad you said it, especially now looking back on my life. I'm like, I don't have time to fuck with that dude. Like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shit or get off the pot. All right, I'm dying.
yeah. I've got
Every second
day
to
I am
close the
dying.
second.
yeah. The timer just went down
My
a tick.
ovaries are shriveling as we speak.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you want this or not?
Hurry up.
I'm just
Don't
saying.
have time for your games.
Yeah, if he goes with him and is like, well, she's liking my stuff, but she doesn't text me, go, move on.
Yeah.
Do something different because
Yeah.
I hate the fucking analogy, but like, fish in the sea, yeah, go.
Or
go out
she's
there.
just not that into you.
Yep.
Sure, yeah. Or she's fucking 10 other dudes and you're one of 9. So
Yeah.
7 of 9.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Sorry.
it's not Battlestar, but it's close.
Just, you know,
Yes.
fine.
please.
Well,
I can only nerd so much.
sorry, Logan. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear,
Yeah.
but just, you know.
With that being said, too, if it is a situation of like she's just not that into you, I think there is a stigma
Terrible
of
movie.
yeah. I mean, I saw it in theaters.
Wasn't bad.
I saw it on DVD.
I saw Sex and the City 2 in theaters.
Oh,
too,
God,
so
so-
I have
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I have no
Is
standards.
that the one where they go to like Abu Dhabi or
Yup.
something like that?
Yeah.
I
fell
gotta
asleep.
find my
That was a bad
bag.
movie.
Goodness. But recently there's been a lot of public opinion about understanding when women say I'm not interested.
Right.
You leave them alone. Cool. I think it should absolutely work the reverse
Yeah.
also. And I was like that in high school, and I mentioned it before, a guy that I had a crush on, and I was like, man, it kind of sucks he doesn't like me. Like, I feel like I'm a good person, and it really took a lot of introspection to say, like, it has nothing to do with you as a person at all, nor him. He just doesn't like you.
Miles
That's it.
has like one of the best quotes ever, and he's probably said it on the show before, where he said, you could be the most juicy, delicious, sweet peach in the whole bunch, but some people just don't like peaches.
Yep.
And that's just the way it is. And it has nothing to do with you as a person. You're probably a great person. But some people just aren't into you.
And you know what? Some people fucking love peaches.
Oh,
Yeah,
a lot
there are
of
some
people
people
love
want to
peaches.
fuck a
Go
peach.
find the peach lover.
There's a reason why the
Presidents
peach
of the
emoji is
USA.
the butt.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah. What?
Anyways,
She loves Harajuku girls.
good luck, Logan. You'll find someone who appreciates you for you.
Yeah, don't lose sleep over it.
Yeah, I would say.
In the acting world, they say if you're auditioning and they want ketchup, make them want mustard.
Oh.
I think Harvey
But I don't know if you
Weinstein
should do that
said
dating wise.
That's
yeah, I was like, don't
interesting
do that.
analogy.
No, don't. No.
Maybe as a job, not as an early.
Just jerk off
Yeah.
into a plant. See
They
what
clearly
happens.
just want ketchup. Leave them alone.
On that note, thank you guys for joining me, Adam, Lindsay.
Wait, the
Mariel.
show's over?
It is.
Damn it.
We have our post show still, so don't
Okay.
worry, we got a little bit more.
I'll keep,
You have time to drink.
I'll
You're
keep
good.
gabbing.
But we could cheers now for everyone who's not a first member and won't get to see the post show. You should go sign up. We love you.
Please.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
I'm gonna say weird shit.